Hello, it is 9 o'clock, and today is Sunday, and it's time to do that weekly convo with Krista. Thank you for joining, and live or catching the replay. Both are kind of awesome. Oops, let me fix this. This is also tricky. I wonder if I... That matter? Oh, that's even better. Okay, so for those of you who are joining me for the first time, my name is Krista David. I'm an artist and living and finding my way in New York City. My medium of choice is painting and collage, and you can see some of my work over at kristadavid.com. These weekly conversations are just one to keep me accountable. For those of you who've been tuning in, and let me know if the fan is too loud, because I have my fan on because it's really hot. For those of you who've been tuning in every week, I quit my job, my demanding public health research and evaluation and planning job. Probably about 5 weeks ago I gave notice. My last day in the cubicle is this Friday, and I will be pursuing art professionally and intensely, while at the same time continuing my public health practice sort of on a part-time basis. So that's what I'm doing. Oh, we have one live person. Hello. Leave your name in the comments. Let me know who you are and where you're joining from. And so I have these weekly conversations just to keep myself accountable and to share sort of what I'm dealing with at the moment. And the lighting is really not the best. Hold on. Maybe that's better. I have no idea if it's better or not. Anyway, so just to share on a weekly basis how I'm doing, how I'm making the transition from working a day job to being out on my own as an entrepreneur and artist, professional artist. I'm trying to figure out at what point does one call oneself a professional artist. I think it's when you get paid real money for your work, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, so let me tell you about what happened this past week. A couple things. One, I am incredibly tired and exhausted for a whole lot of reasons. One, I've had a lot of kind friends and colleagues doing all sorts of nice things for me after work and at work, parties here, gatherings there. It's all been so wonderful, and I'm so grateful for them. So that has been wonderful, but going out almost every night of the week naturally will make you a little tired. Another reason why I'm extremely tired is I have severe anemia. It's something I've been dealing with for, I think, forever, actually. And I take iron supplement a few times a day, and it's just, it's still not getting better, so I have to head to go see a specialist this week, a hematologist, to kind of figure out if there's anything else I can do. But as a result of the anemia, I am always battling fatigue and just tiredness. Today I took a 3-hour nap, which was crazy. I never take naps. But it's something that I'm dealing with. I'm trying to just do better with my health and my eating, because I don't want it to become a problem. I think the comforting thing about having a day job, or one that has benefits and stuff, is that you can have things like sick time. If you're not feeling well, you can call out of the office and be like, oh, I need to use one of my sick days because I'm not feeling well today. well, I won't have that sort of cushion going into this sort of self-employment. So that is sort of weighing on my mind. What happens on the days when I'm just not feeling well enough to get up to work? What does that do for my earning potential? Um, so as a result, not as a result, but definitely is forcing me to think about and get real clear about how do you set up systems to generate income or set your business up in a way where things are passive. So on the days when you are not feeling well or when I'm not feeling well, I can simply take it easy. So that's on my mind, and I have lots and lots of ideas about all sorts of ways to grow my business and use my time wisely and at the same time take care of myself. But it is one of those things I'm sure entrepreneurs think about. Like, how do you, especially when you're starting out, how do you take care of yourself in a way that allows you to continue to sort of build your business, earn, be of service, that kind of thing? And then what do you do when you're just not feeling up to it? So I'm thinking through that. I think I'll have a lot more clarity after I wrap things up at my day job, because it really is hard to kind of manage both. I'm looking forward to starting my Krista David art life full time next week. I'm kind of sitting here thinking, like, should I add some structure to this? Should I figure out what days I'm going to be in the studio? Hi, David. How you doing? Thanks for joining. Should I figure out what days I'm going to be in the studio? Should I be more aggressive with getting clients? Or should I just kind of ease into this entrepreneurial thing and not be so hard on myself? Because I am hard on myself, and I'm a recovering workaholic. But at the same time, I do want to trust the process and lean into the process and not sort of get ahead of myself and do things because I'm anxious. So that's what's been going on. Another thing that's been going on. Oh, hi, David. We need to talk because I feel like you've already walked down this road that I'm heading down, and I would love to just hear how it's going for you and pick up some tips. So I will be reaching out to you so that we can chat. So that has been going on. Another good thing that has been going on, one of the things that I'm always surprised about, and I shouldn't be surprised because this is what happens, right? When you make space for something, when you declare something that you want it to happen, all sorts of resources come your way and support. And one of the nicest things happened to me. A friend of mine, Elizabeth Hamby, she's an artist too. She's so inspiring. She said to me, "Krista, I have some magazines for you because I know you're working on your collage and looking for source material. So I have some things for you to come over and look at." So I went over to her house, and I'm thinking, she may have like 20 magazines or something. And I leave her house, and I have like barrels of National Geographics and all types of food magazines and fashion magazines and lifestyle magazines, and then all of these beautiful old books from like the 50s, and they're probably even older. And I was just so grateful because I've been emailing my friends like, hey, I need some source material, I need to make these collages, and I just need images, right? So I think I have enough to keep me going for months. So I'm so grateful for her just giving me those things and releasing them. She was cleaning out her own studio, and she was able to share those materials for me, so I don't have to look for source materials. Like, I have enough to kind of produce work, so I'm grateful for that. What else happened this week? And then I have another friend who, just sharing with him, and immediately he was like, I need to introduce you to all these people. And he got on it right away and like linked me up to his networks, and I'm so grateful for that because one, I didn't it was just one of those things like, hey, I want to show my work throughout New York City, throughout the country, throughout the world. And I just keep putting it out there, and people are saying to me, hey, you should talk to this person, you should talk to this person. And they're linking me up over email. So when you're clear about what you want, and you can clearly just state it, and your ego aside, and simply say, this is what I'm trying to do, this is the kind of help I need. My experience has been over the last several weeks, and basically my entire life, but definitely over the last several weeks, is that all of these resources will come. It's kind of like that quote in The Alchemist, which let me find the quote so I can read it to you. But The Alchemist is one of these books that if you have not read, you should probably read, and you should probably read it often, because there's so many gems in there. Just the story alone of how the book became to be is inspiring, but there are some key pieces in there, key quotations, key phrases that are just so true. And I think probably the most popular one is when Paulo Coelho says, and when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. I'll repeat that. And when you want something, all of the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. And that is just so true. That's it. It's just so accurate. But the key in that is that you have to decide what you want, and it can't be lukewarm. It has to be clear, and it has to be consistent. And the minute I decided that, hey, I want to pursue art professionally, and I'm going to make these changes in order to do so, it was just sort of, sure, I have some anxiety about certain things, but there is this calm and peace, like, okay, this is going to work out. Like, I've decided what success looks like for me, so I'm not attaching it to any dollar amount or pieces sold or anything like that. It's just having the space to be able to make the work, and not having to go, just keeping my commitments, paying my bills, making sure that nothing goes unpaid or anything like that, but having the space to just make the work and to engage with other people around the work. And that's what success looks like for now, and I'm pretty sure it's going to change and evolve over time. Hi, Jill. Oh, thank you so much for joining. And so that's what success looks like for now, but I'm going to keep being clear about what it is I want, because I am super, super certain. One thing I know for sure, that's me being open. One thing I know for sure is that there is so much abundance in the world, and it's just there. It's there if you need it, but you have to be clear when you call it, and you have to be clear when you're asking for it. And I am certain there's enough. There's enough for me personally to get into formation, i.e. to sort of operate in my calling and practice and pursue art. The same way that there's enough as you sort of walk towards the thing that you were created to sort of do and contribute to the world. So abundance is there. So those are the two or three things that have been happening for me this week. And so I was just telling my best friend that I've been promising myself that I would be a little more organized in these Sunday conversations, but the reality is I've been so busy trying to wrap things up that I just haven't had the time. But I anticipate that after this week, it's just going to be all sort of art and business building in the coming week. So it'll pretty much be my job Monday through Friday. That's what I'm supposed to do. So things will get a lot more organized, clear, and I'm looking to bring on some help, because I want to have help, and I don't want to just run a one-woman show. So I'm looking to bring on some part-time help, so that I can focus on the things that are important and not on, things that are probably bog me down. So that's where I am right now. I don't know if any of you guys have questions or ideas about things that I can talk about. I have my notepad. One of my team members, she knows that I love notebooks. Actually, they know that I love notebooks and markers, so they bought me a whole bunch of things. But I've been keeping my little notes in this cute little jotter. So if you have any ideas on the types of things you would like for me to talk about or share, I'm happy to jot those down. One of the things that I'm hoping to do in the coming weeks is to spend more time talking to other creatives and business owners, and possibly doing more collaborative online things like Google Hangouts, just to kind of share, because I think the more people see how it's possible to sort of chart your own course, I think the better. So I'm hoping to be able to work with some other creatives and entrepreneurs who are sort of setting themselves up, and have us talk in a Google Hangout and invite y'all to participate and listen and ask questions. So any other questions? Hi Sissy, how you doing? I can't wait to see you in a couple days. I have so much preparation to do. My sister's coming to New York, and her husband, and they're gonna stay with me, and it's gonna be awesome. But yeah, if you have any questions, you can always. Who's that? Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. This Facebook Live is interesting. You can't really tell who's online, but that's okay. I'll hang out for a couple more minutes, and then I have to go finish an application that I am so committed to submitting. The deadline is in a couple days. It's this program at the Bronx Museum of Art called AIM, Artists in the Marketplace. And it's basically like a professional development for artists, and it's free, but you have to apply and get accepted. And I don't know how many people usually apply, but the last cohort was 2 years ago, and it's like 50 people, so I want to hopefully get in there. Jill asks, have you thought of combining your talents, art, and public health? Yes, that is the goal, Jill. And it's funny because I've been reading a lot online about, thank God for Google. I had no idea that there are organizations out there. One, because I just kept my art practice and my public health practice separate. But I had no idea that there were organizations out there who use research and evaluation skills in particular to support the art community. So I've come across quite a few. The latest one, which is really neat, is called, I think it's called Arts Data or Data Arts or something like that. And they basically just use data to help foundations and grant makers really understand the insights behind their work so that they can just do more for the art community. And so that's intriguing, right? This idea of how do you take information that these organizations, these arts organizations are collecting, and using it to visualize areas for improvement. So I'm all about data visualization, evaluation, the strengthening of the program in general. So I can see that. That's an option. Another thing that's been intriguing to me is people are using, this has always been the case, but I think people are trying to build a science around it, this idea of artist therapy, particularly public art. So you have programs like in New York City, organizations like ArtBridge. The health department is looking into this as well, this idea of doing these public art programs with local artists in communities that are quote unquote not quote unquote, but underserved communities like South Bronx, East and Central Harlem, North and Central Brooklyn, and using the public space to create these murals. But the good thing is that people are not just saying, hey, let's put up this pretty mural. You have folks really interested in this concept of what is the impact on the community residents. Like, how are they, how is it improving their either self-efficacy, mental well-being, and health by seeing these beautiful works of art and by seeing them not just being completed, but in the process of being completed. So that's intriguing to me. What is the impact, the health impact of public artworks? So I'm looking into that. I would love to be able to use my skills in program evaluation and research to understand that, because a lot of times these public artworks only come about because there's some funder or foundation willing to give some money to do something nice. It's all in the not the guys, but it's all in this realm of beautification. But perhaps we're missing out on understanding the health impact of art. So that intrigues me completely, because I am certain that it has impact. I mean, it's helped me personally, and that's just anecdotally. But I'm pretty sure, so it will be good to kind of figure out how to use my research and evaluation skills to support the science around understanding the impact of art on mental health or just health in general. So I do see them coming together, and I am actively looking for projects where I can immediately apply my eval skills. So. And then just writing more about it. I think one of the ways to kind of get it on people's radar that these two things are very joined or can be joined is to write about it. So I intend to do that as well. And if you have any ideas on organizations or just anything in your own public health practice that may have some implications for art, definitely let me know. But for now, I'm just like Googling, and then friends are connecting me to different opportunities or just organizations. It's called data art. Is that? Anyway, so yes, thank you for asking that question. Any other questions? I forget sometimes that it's funny. I kept my public health and art practice so separate, but what I'm finding is I went to this talk maybe like 2 weeks ago from this program manager at this at this foundation, and she was giving a talk on how to apply for grants, and I sat there listening to her, and she's giving all these tips about how to put together your grant proposal, and like you want to have metrics in there, you want to have your budget in there, you want to is this a collaborative, all these things. And I just sat there like, this sounds exactly like how we write grants at my job. Like, it's the same series of steps. So what I'm trying to remind myself of is that I have these skills that can easily translate into building this art business, right? I can look for a grant and put together a grant application because I've done it many times with just in my public health practice, and the same steps apply when you're applying as an independent artist or art collective. So I was just like, yes, I can apply these skills. I can do this. I'm equally left and right brained, right? So creative and analytical, and I think that's going to serve me well as I put together or build my business. So anyway, that's what's going on. I will say that even talking to you guys is just making me feel better, because I was not feeling well today at all. I had a good day, but the fatigue is so much. So, any other questions? When you have time, I like to connect you with someone. Of course, I have time. Send me an email. You can email me, Jill, at Krista@KristaDavid.com. Krista@KristaDavid.com. I am available to meet and connect. I've been, as soon as someone sends me or connects me via email, I reach out, and I'm happy to start those conversations now and just get to know people. I'm just so curious how people are sort of doing their public health practice or doing their art practice or merging the two. So Thank you, Jill. Any other questions? It is true, all in. Amen, David. Can I put a like to that? Oh, yes, I can. I can tell you, I don't really know how to use Facebook Live. Anyway, it'll get better. Like the lighting will get better. I don't know what's going on tonight. Okay, what time is it? Oh, it's 9:26. I have about 4 minutes. I'm trying to keep these to 30 minutes. So I can actually go, and since I took a really long nap today, I'm hoping to be up tonight writing, updating my blog, because I do have a blog, KristaDavid.com. You can check it out for artist spotlights, behind the scenes in my studio, like just how I make my work, favorite artists. Like, there's so much good work out there. If art is not a part of your life, you should ask yourself why. Or, because it's there. You may not see it, but it's everywhere. And it really is. I feel the same way about art and poetry. I feel like those are things that you could just learn so much about yourself, and it really is one of those things that can fill you up. I feel the same way about the Bible too, Scripture. So yeah, that is what's going on, and I'll add, Jill, based on your question, just other ways that I can share how my public health practice and my art practice are coming together in real ways. I mean, outside of I was just writing my AIM application today. The key components to my public health practice, or just what's core to my public health practice, is advancing racial equity and social justice. I mean, I work as a senior director at the Center for Health Equity. I've been working at the health department for 10 years, trying to understand the patterns of morbidity and mortality across the city, but understanding them from a place of sort of what are the systems that are causing these things to persist. So that's been integral to my public health practice, and you'll see the themes play out in my art. So there's always been this connection. I just want to make it more explicit now. So I'll definitely talk a little bit more about that and share. Any other questions? Public health, practice, art. Okay. All right. All right, folks. It has been wonderful, and thank you so much for tuning in. And I'll be here every Sunday at 9. I am going to get better at telling people. If you want to learn more, see more of my work, you can go to KristaDavid.com. If you want to hear about the workshops that I do, you can go to KristaDavid.com. I have one in New York in a couple weeks, and then I'll be in Maryland in a couple weeks. And I'm willing to go anywhere that anybody wants to invite me to come and do a workshop, mainly collage, or for this season, collage. And yeah, you can check out the blog to read more about my thoughts on art and practice, and of course follow me on Instagram. That's my happy place. I even do videos, and that is at KristaDavid.art on Instagram. And yeah, tell your friends, bring them over. And I will be back next Sunday, and I will be completely full-time entrepreneur come Saturday. That is exciting. Woo! Okay, have a good night, folks. Have a wonderful Sunday evening, and go into Monday positive mind. It can be whatever you want it to be. Okay? Bye.